So, you want to take down Plaguebringer Goliath, but you don't know how. Well, don't worry, because this Ranger guide will show you. Here are the accessories are all warning. At this stage of the game, you should be using Shroomite armor, and please, for the love of God, make sure you are using the correct helmet. Plague Reaper armor is also available at this point, but this is hot garbage, and you are just better off using the Shroomite armor. My weapon of choice will be the Pearl God, which you can get by crafting it after Plantera has been defeated. Be sure it is reforged to Unreal because you are literally trolling if you don't. Oopsies! You could also reforge to Ruthless if you prefer maximum damage. I do prefer Unreal for the extra crit chance and attack speed. It is marginally important to use the hoverboard because it does give you an additional 5% damage to the weapon type that you're using. On top of that, the horizontal movement capability that the hoverboard gives is pretty decent, which I don't end up using because I'm stupid. For an arena, I would recommend not building it too vertically, but do build it more horizontally. This will make dodging his projectile attacks a lot easier. My arena could have definitely been a lot more horizontal, but I was just too lazy. I also forgot to place a campfire and a life crystal lantern, as well as all of the candle buffs sold by the Drunk Princess, because I'm stupid. So please don't forget those buffs because they do increase your survivability tremendously. If available, you could also place a Bast statue for some extra defense, but it's not necessary. Plaguebringer has a lot of dash attacks and will simultaneously summon projectiles, but are fairly easy to dodge. Some of the projectiles are homing, which can be avoided by flying in a circular pattern until the projectiles stop homing in. Other projectiles travel in a straight line, as you can see here. The pathing of these are pretty predictable as you memorize Plaguebringer's attack patterns. One of the projectile moves even have guidelines to show you where the projectiles will travel before shortly disappearing. Again, if you have a flat platform arena, it will make dodging these attacks trivial. This attack, with drones closing in on you, is designed for you to destroy the drones before they reach you, so that you can create an opening to escape. Fuck all that, because these guys have a shit ton of HP, so just use your Rod of Dischode to nullify the entire attack. In Phase 2, Plaguebringer can summon these mini-drones to ram into you. Try to take them out because they can do a lot of damage and can easily kill you, especially if you don't have near full HP. They can be avoided for the most part by flying in circles, and they are pretty tanky, but I would just try to get rid of them. They're pretty annoying. In Plaguebringer's final phase, he can summon a cluster of drones, as you can see here, and one of them is carrying a nuke that does a huge amount of damage to you and will kill you if you are not at or near full HP. So do try to take it out. If you kill the drones before they drop the nuke, it'll just disable it, which I was not able to do once. It is pretty hard. So if you just make your arena long enough horizontally, you could just outrun the attack. This attack can be a bit dodgy, but try not to move too much horizontally. If you just kind of move more vertically, this will allow you to focus on dodging the projectiles while simultaneously dodging Plaguebringer's dash attacks, which you don't have to pay as much attention to, since it's kind of automatic when you just move vertically like that. And that is pretty much the whole fight. Another tip I would say is to remember to use your ram, which comes from this accessory, because it can be very useful, especially against his dashes, to dash into him. So just make sure to find your timings, and it will be pretty easy. The weapon he drops that I will be using to take down the lunatic cultist is Malevolence. And yeah, that is pretty much it.